The Hockey Hall of Fame revealed the class of 2023, and it included the following members: Tom Barrasso, Henrik Lundqvist, Caroline Ouellette, Pierre Turgeon, Mike Vernon, plus Ken Hitchcock and Pierre Lacroix in the Builders category. Let's break down each member, and then have a conversation about the problems with this class and with the induction process in general. Let's start with Tom Barrasso. Barrasso was a 5th overall pick by the Sabres in 1983 and won the Calder Trophy as the NHL's top rookie and the Vezina Trophy as its top goaltender when he posted an .893 save percentage and a 2.85 goals against average as an 18-year-old in 1983-84.
Part where Barrasso comes out after Probert. Here comes that's Big Krupp. That's Big Krupp. Krupp, rather.
Barrasso went on to finish second in Vezina Trophy voting twice during his 5+ seasons with Buffalo, during which he earned 124 wins in 266 games. Both numbers rank 5th among goaltenders in Sabres history. He won back-to-back Stanley Cups as a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins in 91 and 92. Moving on to our second goaltender in Henrik Lundqvist. Lundqvist finished with a career .918 save percentage, got a Vezina Trophy. He's a career .921 in the playoffs, had a career .924 or higher in 6 playoffs throughout his career. 926 save percentage in 15 Olympic Games with a gold and silver medal to his name, and he also has 1 gold medal and 2 silver medals in the World Championships. Now, there is no Stanley Cup on his resume, but really, there is no doubt that he's belonging on this list, and that's why he is here as a first-time eligible player. Last, and perhaps most controversial, Mike Vernon. In terms of his hardware, he is a 2-time Stanley Cup champ, winner of the Conn Smythe and Jennings Trophy, and a 5-time NHL All-Star. But he had an .898 adjusted save percentage. NHL average is .900 for context, which is significantly lower than his counterparts in Lundqvist and Barrasso. There's a goaltender many argue that should have been selected over him, which we will get to.
He was out of position and rallied back to make the incredible save to keep it 3-0.
Next, Pierre Turgeon. Buffalo Sabres selected Turgeon with the #1 overall pick at the '87 draft. Turgeon's best season was 1992-93 with the Islanders, when he had 58 goals, 74 assists, 132 points in 83 games.
Should he score? And there it is! A power play goal makes Pierre Turgeon the 34th player in the history of the National Hockey League to light the lamp 500 times!
In 1,294 career regular season games, he had 515 goals and 1,327 points. He never won a cup, and the only individual award he won was a Lady Byng Trophy. It's kind of indicative of the era he played, and he was always the 5th or 6th best center, and he always had the likes of a Wayne Gretzky or Mario Lemieux ahead of him. This is a player that's definitely deserving, even though there is a guy that should be in already who is not, which we will get to again.
And here we go in Toronto as the Leafs control. Oh, stolen by Mogilny. He scores! Seconds into the game.
On the women's side, Caroline Ouellette was rightfully selected.
It's Caroline Ouellette with a huge goal!
Her Hall of Fame credentials are just so overwhelming. I really want to give credit to Haley Sullivan of The Athletic, who's their national hockey reporter and specializes in women's hockey. And here's some of the notes on her that really help make it clear it's not understated at all. This is a Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh, what a play!
Ouellette never lost an Olympic final in her 20-year career, winning 4 straight gold medals, one of only 5 athletes to win a gold medal at 4 straight Olympic Winter Games. She's a 6-time world champion and a 6-time silver medal winner. She's 3rd all-time in games played with the Canadian national team and ranks 3rd in scoring with 84 goals and 234 points in 205 international games. Last for the builder category. First, there was Ken Hitchcock. Hitchcock served as the head coach of the St. Louis Blues for 6 seasons from 2011 to 2017. His 413 games behind the bench rank 2nd in franchise history, as do his 248 wins. He oversaw 5 postseason appearances in St. Louis, reaching the Western Conference Finals in 2015-16. Hitchcock was awarded the Jack Adams Award as the NHL's Coach of the Year after his first year with the Blues in 2011-12. For his NHL career, Hitchcock coached 1,598 games across 23 years and coached the Dallas Stars to the lone Stanley Cup championship in franchise history in 1999. His 849 career coaching wins rank number 4 in NHL history. Second, there was the late Pierre Lacroix. Lacroix was named president and general manager of the Quebec Nordiques in 1994, and when the franchise moved to Colorado, he came with them. And it's a good thing he did because he orchestrated some massive trades that pushed a young team full of talent over the top as they went on to win 2 Stanley Cups over the next 6 years. The biggest trade he ever made was acquiring goaltender Patrick Roy, who he used to represent as an agent from Montreal in a blockbuster deal on December 6, 1995. Roy was the final piece that gave the Avalanche exactly what they needed to win. Now, let's discuss who was missed in the male player category and the female player category. Alexander Mogilny needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Here's a snippet from an article on The Athletic written by James Myrtle, Joe Yerdon, and Thomas Drance. After dazzling with the Soviets as a junior player and winning gold in the '98 Olympics as a teenager, he escaped to Buffalo after the 1989 World Championships. He became the first Soviet player to defect to the NHL. Considering how dangerous it was at the time for him to make it to the NHL, he eased his way in and scored a combined 45 goals in his first 2 seasons with the Sabres. After making franchise-altering trades to get Pat LaFontaine, it elevated both of these players' careers as they went on to become teammates. Mogilny's 76 goals in 77 games is the top mark in team history. 11 of those were game winners, tying him with Danny Gare from 79-80. LaFontaine scored 53 goals, 3rd best in team history, with 148 points and a franchise-best 95 assists. Mogilny finished with 127 points that season.
Your defense, that was a marvel.
For Howard Chuck. Hits the line, digs it back. Mogilny scores!
He finished with 1,032 points in 990 games played, making him one of a select few retired players with that high of a career points per game since he entered the league in 89-90. Only Peter Forsberg, Lindros, Bure, and Jaromir Jagr are ahead of his 1.04. Injuries did keep him from hitting the 1,000 game mark, but he increasingly has company in that regard in the Hall. Mogilny's similarity score, meanwhile, ranks him as the most comparable with the likes of Yari Curry, Paul Kariya, Brian Trottier, and Sergei Fedorov, and he's a Stanley Cup to go to his name from 2000. He should be there. Now for the women's player categories. Why is only one player being selected this year?
Goes right through the slot and buried. Botterill scores.
Jennifer Botterill should have been included and should have been inducted, and there's many other names to choose from. I'm going to highlight Haley Sullivan again, who has a great piece on this on The Athletic. It's been 13 years now since Cami Granado and Angela James were the first female inductees. That was the only time the Hall has inducted 2 women into the same class. 10 women, including Yulette, have been voted in since. Given the option for 2 player classes, however, there could have been as many as 26 women in the Hall of Fame by now. There needs to be more pushback to this, and let's catch up to modern times, please. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, and let me know which video essays you want to see next about the NHL.